And we're back.
I like the little mug of ale icon to show he's drinking. Hey, more than once.
Give him what he wants, or he'll get angry and start punching everything.
See, anyone that says that alcohol isn't a way to, take care of your stresses and sorrows hasn't really lived life. They haven't gone to fight the evil monsters.
I mean, I think the argument is that it doesn't solve your problems so much as making them worse. Although when you are fighting, eldritch horrors from beyond the veil,
yeah,
I mean, debatably there's a degree to which it can't get any worse. Let's see, who else should I?
Wait, her name is Vernon.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
You got a problem with Vernon?
I'm in my mind. I'm really trying to.
Are you going to imply that that certain names only apply to one gender? Evan?
Yeah, I'm really trying to think. Can I make Vernon sound feminine to me?
I mean, you just have to add like an accent to it, like Vernon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Then it sounds like cool and sophisticated.
Yeah. Because normally I'm just whatever, because, I mean, Alex can go both ways.
Excuse you?
Yeah. What's another one? Like Morgan, I really, I'm used to that one being both. But Vernon, I guess I've always thought of Vernon as just, what the problem is? I bet it's because I think of a
Sounds to me like the problem might be with you.
No, I think of who's that guy? Ernest, who always says Vern.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Hey Vern," and like my brain might go to Ernest, and then it ruins it.
Sure.
Yeah, but I could deal with like Vernon.
Vernon.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so we didn't get to it last video, but I have interesting gaming news.
Oh, yeah, you'd mentioned that.
Yeah, to talk about. And then I was going to ask you, do you want the gaming news first, or do you want the weird... Do you want the fun news or the bad news first?
¿Por qué no los dos? How about the bad news first?
How about the bad news first?
So I can get angry.
Okay. Well, let's start with the less bad news first. There was a... Now, you saw Endgame? Avengers Endgame?
I did, yeah.
And there was a lady in China who... Would you say that Avengers was a particularly stirring, like, it really got to your heart or your emotions movie? Kind of?
Like, did it give me a boner?
I mean... Was it emotional enough for a boner?
Gave me an emotional boner.
Okay. Well, then this sounds less weird. Because there was a woman in China who, after she watched the Avengers movie, had to be taken to the hospital. Because she suffered from excessive crying, which caused her to hyperventilate. And only the hospital could save her. So... Avengers was really, really good. I mean, I don't know. You would know. Is it that good?
She must have been really sad when character died.
Oh, okay.
Not bad.
Oh, I thought you were giving a spoiler.
No,
spoiler.
I was trying to say something like really generic. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I guess it didn't carry through. But.
Yeah. So she was apparently 21 years old, and at the end of the movie, she cried so much that, she had difficulty breathing, started to hyperventilate, and was unable to move her fingers.
I mean, it's got a lot of feels.
So, yeah.
And, I mean, I'm not one of these people, but there are people who are really invested in these movies. Like, I'm always shocked. Because, I mean, when I was around for all these movies.
Yeah.
Like, I vividly remember going and watching Iron Man with Frank and Amber and Frank's girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
They breed
And I don't, maybe it's because of that, because I also remember being like kind of unimpressed by Iron Man,
Okay.
which I know is an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
In hindsight, now that it turned out to
Now that it's the basis for a dynasty.
yeah, exactly. Fuck you guys. But oh, thank you. That's what I need.
Excellent.
But yeah, it was fine. I mean, not fine. It was good. It was a good movie, but like, it didn't make me cry like Toy Story did.
Yeah.
Toy Story 3 specifically.
But no, yeah, this girl really was into Endgame. And her joints locked up and she had to go to the hospital.
Wow.
So now I'm really looking forward to see it. Like, I really want to see Endgame. That increased my hype meter.
I was telling you when we were reading that it honestly kind of just made me want to be watching, like, not that it was bad, but it kind of just made me want to be watching like other Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Like I was like the characters from Guardians of the Galaxy were pounded around. I was like, oh man, like I remember that I liked these characters. I kind of want to be watching Guardians of the Galaxy right now. And
Yeah.
that was it. Like I enjoyed it. There were a few things that ticked me off in the end, and there were a few things that I felt were really missed opportunities. But yeah, it was a good movie.
I don't know. I mean, my hype grew 3 sizes this day.
I think
So, like...
I think my favorite Marvel movie is probably going to be like one of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I'm not sure which, or Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok was quite cool.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I really dug Ant-Man, like both Ant-Man movies.
You know, I keep forgetting about Ant-Man, and I actually do really like Ant-Man.
Yeah, like, it was super cool.
Like, I mean, I have always liked. Well, I should clarify. I've always liked Ant-Man as a superhero, but not necessarily because Ant-Man's one of those superheroes that's like there are a few Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I mean, I really like Scott Lang, the one who's used in the movies.
Yeah. I mean, in that movie specifically, I really like Lang's portrayal. Hank Pym is kind of a baller. I like him too.
I actually really like Hank Pym in comics, and that's been an unpopular opinion for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Because of the one time when Hank beat his wife.
Oh.
Not that that's something that you not
Did it be? Was it in the 60s? Was this in like Power Man
It's a very old comic,
days?
yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, like, not that that's something that you should gloss over, like in a real world context, but in a comic book context,
Yeah.
where like multiple people are writing the same dude, who's gonna be, and the same dude who's just been around like fucking forever.
And they're just trying to make him do something sensational to sell their version.
Exactly. That's like
Yeah.
you can't blame the character for the you can't say like Hank Pym is scum, but Spider-Man is cool.
Yeah.
When Marvel is the one who makes all these decisions.
Yeah, if there was only one guy and it says, you know, in Marvel, you're the Ant-Man guy till you die,
Yeah.
then maybe. But yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So that's something I've always run into, especially back when I was playing HeroClix a lot, because I like to build teams out of my favorite characters, and yeah, Hank was one of them. I even got the special version of Giant Man that was
Yeah.
only available at conventions, which I got off eBay. But
so
so I really like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Ant-Man was also special, kind of special for me, because that was the first movie I was ever able to treat my dad to.
oh, cool.
So I enjoyed it. I mean, he's done so much for me my whole life. Like, I wanted to make that day special and take him to a movie, because he's always taking me.
Yeah.
He really liked it. We had a really fun time that day.
Yeah.
I thank you for reminding me about that. Ant-Man is definitely one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah. I like the second one a lot better than the first one, just because I like the Wasp in comics too. I think I like her better than Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But she was barely in. Well, she wasn't the Wasp at all.
Right. In the first one, yeah, she didn't get the Wasp suit until the second one.
Right.
Or the end of the first one teased the Wasp suit.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it established that there had been a Wasp in the past.
Right. And I mean, I don't mind that, because that's Marvel doing it right. You want to go slow.
Well, that was actually that reminds me that one of the things I really liked about Ant-Man was I liked that they turned Hank Pym into a Golden Age
Yeah.
You know, like World War II superhero.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I love Golden Age comic books to death.
Yeah.
So I like and I was a little bit sad that because I mean I don't know if they would have done it without the legal troubles, but definitely because of all the legal troubles surrounding the X-Men and everything, we missed a golden opportunity to have the Captain America's old team, the Invaders, you know, tromping around during the World War II era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, okay.
And so, in a perfect world, we would have the Invaders, and then we would have, you know, Golden Age Hank Pym, you know, palling around with them.
Yeah.
And then, like, he and Cap would have a cool history in the modern universe. But whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool what we got. I really just like watching Cap and Bucky and the robot Human Torch and Namor, you know, all punching Nazis together.
Yeah.
And I want that in my movies. And
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure we're not getting that now.
we can't have the X-Men anymore. Or the Fantastic Four, because...
I think they got the Fantastic Four rights back.
Did they?
Yeah, I think something happened with that.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Because Fox has just been making a crappy Fantastic Four movie every minimum allotment of time to keep it.
No. They also made that that Fan Four Stick movie, which had nothing to do with the Fantastic Four.
Fan Four Stick? Is this a thing?
That's what people were calling it.
Oh, I thought
because the logo for the movie, they have the four positioned in such a way that it looks like it reads Fan Four Stick.
Oh, okay.
When it's supposed to be Fantastic Four.
Oh, I see. Well,
But now you've ruined my sweet joke.
I.
So thank you for that, Evan. This is why we can't have nice things on this channel.
Yeah.
Like, you know, well thought out humor.
Oh man. So tell me. Do you want the?
Oh right, yeah. We had this gaming news, and then I went on.
No, it's okay. Well, we were doing the bad news first. Now here, I'm gonna ask you an honest question.
All right, yeah.
Do we want the some legitimately tragic news now
Oh, tragic.
that might drive away some of our massive following?
I mean, is this tragic in like Final Fantasy VII Remake? Turns out it's not going to happen.
No,
Or
it's like legitimately.
This is like
It's IRL, like the PewDiePie mosque shooting.
Okay, yeah. I wish you'd warned me about it so I could make it. I could make an informed decision.
Well, no, take your time. Take your time.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, no biggie. So we can get to the gaming.
Also, my Helion over here got like fucked up sanity wise.
Oh wow.
They just like lobotomized her.
Well, send her to Abathur and he'll do it correctly.
I mean,
He'll just pop out that brain and put in a better one.
does a barbarian type really need her sanity?
I mean, she's gonna start berserking on your own team.
I guess that's a good argument to be made. Anyway, so what's the non-tragic?
Okay, there's a lot of non-tragic gaming news. In news which will please only you.
Awesome. That's the best kind of news.
Sonic 06 has been remade in Unity and is therefore available for PC.
Oh shit. This is out right now.
Yeah, well, the guys that made it have. Oh yeah, there's a demo right now, so it will be happening.
Oh shit, that sounds awesome. I want to play that.
Yeah, and no, they apparently.
Wait, but have they faithfully reproduced all the bugs?
That's the thing. They haven't stated whether or not the bugs are in or out.
It's not a real port if they take the bugs out.
Well, they didn't say they removed them, so maybe they're in. Like, that's the thing.
Like I refuse to like everybody on my team is becoming an alcoholic. I refuse to play a version of Sonic 06 that doesn't have those very important bugs in them.
Yeah, like when I'm doing the stupid running stages and then my forward momentum like exceeds gravity and I just fly off in some random direction.
Yeah, and when I'm climbing on a wall as Knuckles or Rouge, I expect the game to arbitrarily determine which pixel I'm allowed to jump off.
Yeah.
And which one I have to be stuck onto.
Yeah, no, the modder is going by the name Chaos X, and him and his friends have apparently been hard at work on this, and they've got a demo up, and we don't know about the bugs. I'm going to assume they're still in. Because why not?
I sincerely hope so.
What is that? 25,000? Like,
That's a thing for the Lamia.
wow.
But it's...
Stun skill chance, blight skill chance.
I mean, it kind of looks like it's mostly just there for if you're going to use her offensively.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I never use her offensively.
Okay.
So I will pass on that one.
Let's see. What else do we have in gaming news? Oh, we have this little gem. So, on April 30th, I believe. Wait. What? I think it's April 30th. I'm not going to look it up. I'm too lazy.
You know, I was going to try and get the Thrall some help, but apparently he just stumbled off in a drunken, like, stupor.
Oh, nice. See? Yeah.
Maybe if I'm lucky, he'll come back, like, at peace with himself and the world.
Yeah.
Or something.
But, I believe April 30th of this year, the, Japan's Heisei era is scheduled to come to an end.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And, so, because the time is nigh for the changing of the guard, Famitsu put out a poll among their readers for best game of the Heisei era. And I'm going to let you guess number one.
I still love that Guts isn't allowed in the brothel.
I'm going to let you guess number one, but I'm going to inform you by telling you 3 and 2.
Okay.
So, best game of the Heisei era, number 3, because the whole top 20 isn't revealed yet. They're going to reveal that in May.
Oh.
But number 3, third best game of the Heisei era, was Nier Automata.
Hey, that's not bad. Especially since Kaguya is, like, totally, like, underappreciated as a developer.
Yeah.
Especially by all the square tards. No offense to the square tards who are watching this, except kind of you.
Like, offense, no offense. Second best game of the Heisei era, as, you know, told by Famitsu readers,
Right.
is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, alright.
And now,
Now the one that's going to enrage me.
I'm going to let you guess number 1. You get... How many guesses you want? You just want one guess and end the suspense? You want 3?
I mean, my normal contention for these kinds of things is like, how the fuck am I supposed to guess without any sort of basis for the guessing? But
I've tried to inform you with 3 and 2. Yeah.
I'll try to take a wild guess.
Okay, just one, and then you want me to
Yeah.
end the suspense. Okay. Think hard.
I'm going to guess, because I have no faith in humanity.
Aye.
I'm going to guess Red Dead Redemption 2.
No.
Really?
Nope.
Wow.
It's not Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not Final Fantasy 7.
Wow. Is it Tetris 99?
Nope.
Oh, well, there goes my faith again. What are we looking at?
Chrono Trigger.
What?
Yep.
What?
Chrono Trigger won the vote.
And, like, fucking, like, Bubble Bobble wasn't a consideration? Like, if we're gonna go back that far?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? You were the chosen ones, humanity. Why Chrono Trigger?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have anything except for a couple of comments from some readers. One who says it's a masterpiece with everything from story, scenario, and music that has yet to fade.
See, you know what I love? I love it when people make, proclamations about that and give zero evidence.
Well, these are just snippets. It's just like a soundbite. It's not in context.
I guarantee you that there's no context for it. There's no contextualization
Okay.
for that. Because literally everybody, like, I love Chrono Trigger, okay?
Yeah, me too.
Like, don't
Me too.
get me wrong, but Chrono Trigger does not have a great story, but everybody says it does.
And
It always drives me kind of nuts when I have to see that.
another reader said Going on an adventure beyond time with Chrono and the others is a memory that I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
Okay, I mean, at least that one's honest.
Yeah, both of those comments. The first one was made by a 30-something male, and the second one was made by a 30-something female.
So women are better at reviewing, apparently.
Yeah. I'm going to be waiting for May, because apparently they're going to release the whole top 20 of the Heisei era. And we'll, we will go over it, and, if some fluke anomaly happens, you guys can talk about it in the comments section.
I'm gonna be mad if Chrono Cross is on that list.
Like it's number 4.
Well, Chrono Cross is one of those weird games that, like, everybody played it once as a kid and never played it again. But they have convinced themselves that it was amazing.
Yeah. It's kind of like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, and it's not. It's not even as good as Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII is legitimately good in a lot of ways. Chrono Cross is fucking garbage. But if you go to like any of the Steam forums for like the re-released Final Fantasy games, they'll be like, "Why the fuck haven't they remade Chrono Cross?" Because Chrono Cross is garbage. And I say this who's played Chrono Cross like in recent memory. It is not a good game at all.
I've not played it, but I hear nothing but good things. And as someone who's not played it, I will give it one honest chance because I really liked Trigger. But yeah, I don't know. You're the only person that apparently doesn't like that game. Everyone else just has nothing but glowing things to say.
When Lee, the guy.
Oh yeah, Lee, yeah.
Yeah, the guy recently. Like he took it. He went through a weird phase where he was like replaying like old. Wow, that's a big crit. Wow. Where he was replaying old like PS1 RPGs.
Oh yeah, I was at his house when he was playing some Chrono Cross.
Yeah, he was playing. I know he was playing some Almost 7, and he restarted the entire game because he'd fucked up the side quest where you have to like read all the flyers.
Okay.
I don't think you actually can fuck that up in a way that you can't like complete it, because there's at least one in like Midgard, but you can go back to Midgard later on in the game. But that's what Amber told me, that he'd apparently decided that he'd fucked up and he like restarted the whole game.
Okay.
I don't know what happened with that, but then he started playing Chrono Cross, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen Chrono Cross in forever. Like, can I come over and watch? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I went over, and holy God, it was so boring to watch him play it, and it brought back all the terrible memories. But then, like a couple weeks later, I was conversing with him, and he was like, yeah, I'm like 8 hours into the game, and I just, do you remember, Alex? Like, when the fuck do you get Glenn? The reference. It's not even it's the guy who's a reference to Frog.
Oh, okay.
From
From
Trigger. And I was like, well, where are you? He's like, oh, well, I'm at this place and I did this thing. I went, oh, well, you missed your opportunity. Like you were supposed to pick the other option. You got the douchebag instead.
Oh,
he was like, oh, all right. Guess I'm starting the game over again. And I was like, Lee, do not start over Chrono Cross. It's not worth it. To my knowledge, he never finished the game.
Yeah.
Probably because he arbitrarily tacked on another, 8 hours to his playthrough.
Right.
But I watched him start over again, and he was clearly hating it.
Aww.
Because it's a terrible game.
Oh, man.
The one thing that's kind of interesting about Chrono Cross, and I mean, I guess you wouldn't remember this because you haven't. Or I guess you wouldn't know about this because you don't really remember the game.
Yeah.
Chrono Cross is interesting. Well, I mean, it's not interesting. It's noteworthy for having a zillion playable characters, basically none of which have any bearing on the plot.
All right.
They're kind of just there for you to collect.
Okay.
But I mean, and the reason why none of them have any bearing on the plot is because there's literally 50 characters.
All right.
I think it's more like 54 or something. And there's at least one that you can only get on a New Game Plus.
Huh.
But So because it is a daunting, because there's so many combinations of party members you could be bringing along to different events and stuff, it's just not feasible to write dialogue for 50 characters.
Right.
So what they did is they gave every character either a very exaggerated accent of some kind or some kind of really stupid like speech tick.
Oh, I see.
Like there's these two characters. There's a wife and there's like a mother and there's her son, and they're named like their names are like Matcha and like Gorcha or something. They're like fish people.
Tell me they don't just say cha.
They do.
Randomly. Oh,
they,
God.
they put and emphasize cha at the I think at the end of like every sentence.
No.
Oh, you got cha do this thing.
No.
And apparently the way they accomplished this was the programmers created some kind of like program that would just go through and they could input like regular speech into it and it would apply that speech pattern.
The cha filter.
Exactly, essentially. Yeah.
Gross. Like, why would you do that?
Because Chrono Cross is garbage.
It's...
So you have an Australian character, and you have a Scottish character, and you have a French character, and you have... I'm pretty sure there's like an alien character who just speaks in like beeps and whistles or something like that. Yeah.
Like there's a guy who compulsively says "me boy" at the end of every sentence.
There really is. Yeah, there really is. And
we gotta go down to the coast, me boy, to get the treasure, me boy.
That's literally how all the speech patterns are. It's something very like arbitrary, like that just lets you know. Oh, okay, that's Pierre.
That's Guy. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, and then of course the vast majority of characters don't even have that much, and they just have fairly interchangeable dialogue.
Yeah.
So,
jeez.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to say here is Chrono Cross is really bad. If you like Chrono Cross, it's either because your opinions are bad or because you have not played Chrono Cross since you were a child.
So
play better games.
Okay,
Lunar exists. Go play Lunar.
Last thing, because we're almost done with the dungeon.
Also, I think the reason I keep running low on torches is because I get so into the dialogue, I keep like arbitrarily like reactivating a torch when my light only goes down a few points.
No, so okay, last thing in the gaming world in the past couple of weeks.
Right.
There's been controversy with the Epic Games Store recently because
I keep hearing things, but I don't know what they actually did.
Okay, so what the Epic Games Store are doing is they have emerged and are seriously trying to compete with Steam.
Okay.
Just as a storefront. Despite the fact that they have a lot of money and they're using their lots of money to compete, but
I mean, that's how Steam does things. It seems appropriate.
Yeah, but see, part of their roadmap for the Epic Games Store is adding a shopping cart to the store.
I mean, what's wrong with that? Like,
so that you can buy more than one thing at a time.
I mean, Steam has a shopping cart. What's the problem?
Epic doesn't have a shopping cart.
Oh, you're saying... Okay. Epic,
part of their roadmap is they go,
I see
here's our development roadmap. Coming soon, a shopping cart.
Okay. I see what
they're using their lots of money to forcefully compete, but they're woefully behind on the actual service portion of their...
I thought you were saying that people were mad they were adding shopping carts.
They're missing basic functionality. However, they're poisoning themselves as a legitimate competitor.
Okay.
And in order to do this, what they've essentially done is used their lots of money to prop up their shell of a storefront. The Epic Games Store is like the equivalent of those little kids selling lemonade on top of a cardboard box right now.
Aw, but they're so cute.
Yeah, but...
God, this motherfucker is dodging everything!
But what they are doing to compete is using their lots of money to buy up a lot of games, making them exclusive to the Epic Games Store.
Okay.
And people are mad because people that, for instance, backed a game, like kickstarted a game, and you know, the guys said, okay, well, here, you know, help fund our game. It's going to be on these consoles. But then, at the metaphorical last minute, Epic Games comes in and went, we'll pay you $1 billion to make this an Epic exclusive game. And the guys go, okay. And because they can't turn down that much money. and Epic has been doing this. That's been their strategy. Get as many exclusives as possible for as many hot new titles as possible to force people to engage with the Epic storefront and launcher.
I mean, maybe this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but it sounds to me like the fault lies with the developers willing to sell out like that. Oh, Kim just went insane.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have to let her know.
Our old friend.
Well, that's
Oh, she leeches sanity from her party.
well, that's how she normally works.
Oh, okay.
But now she's
doing it compulsively.
she's been all crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, Epic here. That's most of the controversy is they're snatching up just tons of exclusivity for things that were set to launch
Right.
on a broad spectrum of platforms.
But again, why are we blaming Epic when it's these people who are betraying their customers?
Yeah, I guess. And it's not just that was just one example. It's not just kickstarted things. Sometimes it's just, you know, devs that were making a game and they just had the intention to launch it on everything. You know, they didn't make any promises as to the releases.
Right.
But Epic just comes along and goes, here's my Scrooge McDuck pile of money.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I guess those people could say no, but
But
the general feeling is that people are, you know, mad at Epic for making an offer that people can't refuse instead of like the independent developer who's, you know, trying to make money.
But why aren't we blaming these independent developers for going, oh, money, yeah, sure, fuck integrity.
Well, right. But point is,
I mean, I'm not saying that Epic is nameless because that's an underhanded business that they're doing. But these guys, all these developers are letting it happen.
right.
So the problem is not with Epic; it's with these developers.
And yeah, and I don't know if Epic is going over the heads of the actual devs, right? Like, I think part of it is Sony has a developer, right? And the developer is going to release the game, but then Epic goes to the highest head at Sony and goes, here's some money, buy yourself a new gold car, make it an Epic exclusive, and then the order goes down the chain of command.
Well, then the fault would lie with the person who's
Right,
pulling the
right.
trigger on it. Like, Epic is not to blame for trying to run their business, and also even more than that, for really just trying to compete with Steam, who has like a ridiculous monopoly on the digital distribution.
Right, and so essentially,
We need things to be competing with Steam.
right, and so yeah, but basically the consensus around the net is, you know, Epic isn't competing by providing a service or doing something better than Steam because they can't even manage a shopping cart yet. They're just basically taking fat wads of money and like throwing it at the problem. They're like aggressing onto Steam rather than competing, you know, in a normal sense.
It sounds to me like people are conflating like different things. I mean, Steam does like the exact same shit.
And so, anyway, you know, it's like, hey, you should probably you should make your store good instead of just buying exclusivities, and then maybe we'd want to like use your store.
I mean, even Steam doesn't do that.
And so, I mean, they've got a shopping cart.
The Steam store has just been like perennially broken, like for I think about a year now.
So
Like a lot of pages just randomly break on me for no reason.
here's
It's like there's always a sale going on.
So here's the actual kind of here's the headline of the week or whatever, is Epic has, you know, thrown down the gauntlet, as it were, because You just made me think of their stupid press release they gave a while ago, where they went, "Yeah, you know, we think we want to compete with Steam, and we're gonna do that by, you know, having a better store with better service." And like, no, you're not. You know, but
Well, maybe they could if people would let them.
but
Instead of jumping on their backs for daring to try and get games.
But,
on their store.
But so they've thrown the gauntlet down against Steam and said, "Hey, we will stop snatching up exclusives." You know, because nobody would be mad at Epic if they just had a game on their store, but it was also on every other store, so people could choose. You know, but they said we'll stop snatching up exclusives because we recognize that's the complaint. If Steam will match our developer share portion of 88%, I think. And I don't know what the Steam dev share portion is, but I guess it's less than.
I'm sure it's considerably lower than that.
Yeah, I guess it's less than 88. But no, that happened. So Epic is publicly challenging Steam, and at the same time, admitting that they're just forcing interaction by snatching up exclusives.
But how else do you compete with Steam?
You just
The default that everybody says, even me, is I don't want to buy this game because it's not on Steam, and it's easier for me just to have all my shit in place.
Okay.
Steam isn't entitled to to all that stuff.
But I mean, see what you should do is just get a game that other people also have and provide a great storefront and service so people just want to organically choose you.
Okay, now say that in English. say that in a manner that succinctly explains what all those things actually mean. Because right now you're giving me marketing department talk. We just need you to actualize, your profitability in the maximum way possible. So, yes, I just love for these armchair business people who are taking time out of their 9-to-5 shift at McDonald's to commentate on what a successful company is doing and how they can improve their business.
But so anyway, that was just the headline. Is Epic is trying to throw down with Steam, and I mean Steam's just gonna go, I don't care.
Steam doesn't have to care, and
Steam's just gonna go buy as many exclusives as you want because the internet is doing their work for them by giving Epic a bunch of backlash anyway. So
Steam has Dota and TF2. They don't need me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's the problem.
They have Dota and they have TF2, and then they have internet complaining at Epic for buying up all the.
How dare you try to compete with Steam?
Look,
we love our beloved tyrant.
They don't want them to compete. They don't mind competition. They just want, both Steam and Epic to just step into the ring together, have a good, clean match on a level playing field where we both have the game and see who wins.
Except in this analogy, Steam is Mike Tyson. And Epic Games is Last Joe.
Anyway,
fair fight.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, so that was it.
Wow, look at Kim there. Soon I will take control.
Epic is trying to throw down with Steam, so we'll see how that goes. Tune back in for more top 20 games of the Heisei era and to see where all this is going, and other random ass news and stuff about Beowulf, because that was really fun to talk about.
Next time, the Canterbury Tales.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it.
Le Mort d'Arthur. We'll see you guys next time.
Next time.